everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid and welcome to the Universal Energy Forecast for this week, July the 28th. It's such a beautiful day here in New England that I wanted to do this outside for you today. So welcome to my wonderful natural surroundings. So we're going to start this week off, before we start the Universal Energy Forecast for this week, with a quick reading for a lovely woman who wrote in 4 times to my website with the same question that she's really been struggling with. And so she's lost her job, her name is Patty, and she wants to know what the lesson is and what does she need to do now. So I'm going to just choose one card for the theme of this experience of her not knowing what to do next, okay? So I'm just going to go at random in the Enchanted Map Oracle card deck. And so we have the card Magic Stream. Now, if we look at that in the context of flow, right? If you can see the card the way it is the stream begins basically in the sky out of nowhere. And so going with the flow of events, releasing all expectations. Don't try to force anything because water cannot be forced. You can contain it only so far. The stream must move forward. So Patty and anybody else who's been in a situation of loss and you're afraid and you don't know what to do next, let go the branch. Let go what you know. Let the stream float you forward and you will find the next right action will come effortlessly. And trust, the water is also about faith. Hope that helped you. So I've decided to use the Enchanted Map Oracle cards today. They kind of called to me this morning in my meditation, and I've chosen 4 cards to tell us the story of the overarching theme. And I think we're going to kind of be into this little evolutionary cha-cha this week with the 4 cards that I chose. And we're going to be starting with the Sacred Pool. Now, the Sacred Pool in its inception is really about everything starting with us, that we are reflected by the world around us. Not so much by the conditions of the world, although that is true too, but it is particularly about if there's something disturbing us, it's about us, not them. It's about us, not the externals. And so we start this energy by asking us again to self-reflect. And to relax into it without any shame or blame. That's the most important piece too. The pool is water. It's about washing away that which no longer serves us as we reflect ourselves. So the lens through which we see has to be clean. Okay, so it's about objectivity. It's about being able to see ourselves with neutrality and with love. So that's what the Sacred Pool is. Now that's on its own. Now, when you add the next card, which is Dry Desert, one would think these things like, well, they're totally not compatible, but they actually are. For many of us, right now, the message is resilience. And the Dry Desert is all about resilience. It can also speak independently about having a really long dry spell where not much is going on, or you just feel like, ugh, you can't get anywhere. But I really feel this in context of the Sacred Pool, because that's how we're reading the cards, is in context, right? One feeds the other. Is really about us reflecting on what resilience means to us, right? It's not a short burst of, yay, everything is great and it's always going to stay that way. In fact, this week, again, a little bit more work starts, right? So it's about, okay, well, how do we keep going and undergo the journey as we strip away the stuff that doesn't work, because it's really about taking away than it is about adding things right now, right? So the unknown requires us to go empty. Now, after the resilience comes stuck in the mud. So, okay, so this should really appeal to those of you and myself too that feel like I'm not getting anywhere quick enough. But stuck in the mud requires us, like the little bird in the card, right? There's this little bird that's looking around. The elephant is stuck. It's like, I can't get my foot out of the mud. But the birdie is looking around. So yet again, like the Sacred Pool, stuck in the mud is saying, look at where you are. Observe the surroundings. There's a reason why you're not meant to be pushing forward so quickly. Everybody is like a horse at the starting gate these days. We want everything to be quick. Solutions, results, money, the end of wars. I mean, we would love that. All of us would. We want solutions quick, and they're not going to come quick. And that's what the messages are this week. But resilience, prior to this, tells us, hold on, hang in there. We are coming one step at a time, and then there are times where we must stop and stay still, and that's what the stuck in the mud is all about. Now the last card, it evolves into follow the leader. And the follow the leader card in this context, you have to ask yourself, what is true? Well, source is true. Spirit is true. What do you know for sure? Keep asking yourself that. What do you follow? Do you follow your fear? Do you follow your anxiety or anger for being stuck? Do you feel exhausted? No. You have to come back to that initial understanding of the energy that creates all of life. What you know for sure is that source is in everything. And you must follow that. And that's the message this week, is trust and have faith and act as if you are in that space of allowing, and you're in that space of receiving and giving and seeing the results of your hard work as already been done. You've just got to trust it and then turn it over. Turn it over to Spirit, to Source, to God, to the Goddess. Whatever your terminology is, it really doesn't matter. But the leader this week must be Spirit, and it cannot be your egoic mind. And that's what this week's energies are all about, as we all move forward on this wonderful destiny we call life. And by the way, you guys can do this on my site too. So you can go and pick one card for yourself. You can pick 3 cards for yourself as well too. And if you really want to get good at this, you can also join me on my Oracle card reading class. And we've got people now signed up from 20 countries already. It's just been so exciting. And I've just been so thrilled with all the positive responses for this little, actually it's a big class, but for little dollars, it's only $7. So I hope to see you there. Anyway, until I talk to you next week, it's been wonderful out here in the beautiful air. I hope you're enjoying today. Bye-bye.
Fortunate.